All right. Welcome to this week's BLT on Rye. You're here with your hosts.
I'm B for Burger King.
Is that because it's in your room right next to you? Because that's what you got for lunch?
Is that product placement? Can we do that?
We have to...
I think we can.
I think they have to pay us before we do that. We can't just talk about a thing and then be like, Burger King, you have to pay us because we said Burger King.
I think it's free product placement for them. I think the world of podcasts is different.
Oh, anyway,
Certainly you're allowed to say product names. I'm not disparaging the company. I guess being compared to me might be disparaging, but I'm not intentionally.
I mean, shows and stuff, you have to pay if you want, if you want a Coke bottle on it, you have to pay Coca-Cola.
Ow.
I guess we're not making any money, so...
Yeah.
We're just kind of, recording the word Coca-Cola or Burger King, and I don't think they can extract money from us for this. Anyway...
Also...
Oh, good.
Why? shouldn't Coke be yeah, go for it?
Well, what if it's a really crappy movie, and everyone just associates Coke with, I mean, Coke's probably too big a thing for someone to just associate it with, but there was that one movie in the 90s where the one guy was, weirdly into one kind of wine, and he really hated rosé, and, sales for this other kind of wine spiked, and the rosé just, dipped because of this movie. I forget what it was.
It's Sideways, and it came out in, 06.
Oh, okay, well, I missed that then. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, but also, what if we were Burger King can eat our shorts? What a terrible company. I think they would be please don't.
I think that we're allowed, I think that we have the First Amendment, and we can say that.
Trademarks, baby.
Right, but if we're making money off of a thing, then I don't think we're necessarily allowed to just use it however we want.
I do know.
We aren't, though. We're not making money off of things,
McElroy brothers.
So we are
I
safe.
Wish we were. Thanks to those good, sweet McElroy brothers, I know that TV and podcasts are different, and we can drop brand names on podcasts.
I'm L for Large Hadron Collider. I hear that it's going fast.
I was gonna say, is that because there's one in your room, and if so, you should get out.
Yeah, if I had a Large Hadron Collider in my room, yeah, I'd probably leave.
What if it was just a small hadron collider? It just only collided small hadrons. How big's a hadron?
I thought... I don't know. I don't know what a hadron is. I honestly thought that might be a subatomic particle of a type including baryons and mesons, which take part in the strong interaction. Okay. Well, that told me approximately nothing.
Excellent.
But I think the large is in reference to the size of the collider, not the hadron.
I don't think... Are hadrons visible to the human eye? I don't think so.
No, they're subatomic particles.
Okay. So they are not very big.
No, they're quite small.
Thank you.
Which begs the question, why do we need a large collider for them?
Because it makes a big explosion, probably. Isn't that where they just put two of them in there and they just bounce around until they hit each other?
It's like a giant several mile ring, and they just fire them down the tube, and then they hit each other eventually, and they watch what happens when two particles collide. Anyway, your T?
I'm T for truffles, like the Lindor one I just punched myself in the face with, and my mouth is bleeding. I tried to take a bite, and my hand went up, and I punched myself in the tooth.
Jesus.
I'm an idiot.
But a simple idiot.
I am nothing but a simple idiot. I've never claimed to be more or less.
Anyone, anything going on this week with you guys before we get into it?
I don't think.
I had my eye exam yesterday, and I'm getting LASIK surgery next Friday.
Ooh, fun!
Yes.
Liz got LASIK, and she seems to like it well enough. Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm nervous. So I was asking questions to the lady. So two things happened during the exam. The first was that during the part where they put the projector thing over your eyes and they're like, is 1 or 2 better? The power went out and my immediate thought was, I've gone blind. So that was fun and scary. She immediately went, let me move this, you're not blind. I was like, thank you. Yeah, so it took a hot minute to get the power back on. But while we were just sitting there, like, waiting for it to come back on, they were like, yeah, you're a great candidate. I have thicker than normal corneas, which is a fun brag. LASIK is where they take the laser to the cornea, and then they, like, lift a flap, and then they, like, shoot lasers in, and they're like, this was wrong, now it's right, and they put the flap back over. Which sounds terrible.
Does that part squig you out? Because, like, I know Liz was real, she had to, like, do some deep breathing before they did the...
Yeah, so, my biggest fear was I was gonna have to keep my eye open. And I asked the lady, I was like, it's, like, not blinking between me and God. Like, am I just sitting there? And she goes, no, we pry it open. And I was like, thank you. Mm-hmm. I don't think I could be trusted to do that.
Are you awake?
Yes, yeah. You have to be awake for it. Mm. So it is unfortunate. They like, have to clamp your eyelids open very Clockwork Orange, and then slice a layer off the top of your eyeball and peel it back so they can get in there with the laser.
When you guys picture me, am I wearing glasses?
Ooh.
Yes.
No.
I think of everybody in my head like a little cartoon like person. And so,
Wait, are we little, like, chibi people?
Yeah, kind of.
I feel like, Tori, at least, you are among the first people, too, because I think I got glasses for the first time, like, the week before we started camp.
Really?
So to me, I was like, I'm not a guy who wears glasses, and then everyone was like, you're a guy who wears glasses to me.
That's true. I don't know if I've ever, like I'm definitely seen you without glasses, but, like, I've never known you before, in the before times.
Mm-hmm.
Have I told you the story of why I had to get glasses?
No, but I would love to hear it.
We were at me and my parents had all, like, taken work off to watch March Madness. And I kept having to ask people what the scores of the games were. And my dad thought I was just being, like, a jerk, like I was just, like, doing a bit. And I was like, no, I really can't see them. And he got, like, increasingly more upset that I could not see these scores.
Alright, in your dad's defense, you absolutely, like, that is totally something.
Yeah, that would be, I could feel that being a Benny bit.
Yeah.
I've got very good eyes. Well, they were when I got them tested in middle school.
And you haven't been back?
I haven't really needed to. I mean, like, I guess I've been to an eye doctor since middle school, but just, like,
you're supposed to go, like, once a year.
3 or 5 years. Eye doctor?
I've definitely not gone once a year.
Yeah.
Who's got that kind of money?
No? Well, it's usually supposed to be covered by insurance.
My eye doctor. Well, eyes are.
Insurance.
Yeah, eye insurance is separate though. Vision is separate.
For me, it was a package.
That's true. I guess it can come packaged, but a lot of places I've seen will do. You get health, dental, and vision.
Yeah.
But if it's a place that doesn't package them, you might not get dental or vision. But my eyesight's been fine, and anytime I went to an eye doctor, they were like, yeah, come back in like 3 or 4 years and just double check.
I knew my vision was bad in high school because I couldn't see the board unless I sat in the front row.
Yeah, that's not good. That's when you go get glasses. Why did it take you until, like, after college?
I was kind of, like, ashamed to admit it. I didn't want to admit my weakness.
Mm-hmm. You didn't want to be a glasses guy.
Yeah, and I would also never sit in the front row as to one of those people. I would sit as far back as I could.
Just so distant were you from the idea of glasses or being unable to see that you said, no, I'm going to sit in the back row. I don't need this.
Well, that was a separate thing of I just didn't like the teacher looking at me. And I also was never taking notes because
I
couldn't see, and two, I didn't like to take notes, so I didn't like that they could see that I was just, like, either doodling or...
Like, grade-wise, how did you do in high school?
I did okay at everything except science. Like, I would say I was an A and B student in every class except science. I took, like, honors, English, and history all throughout and stuff.
Okay.
Or maybe I skipped. I would kind of bounce in between honors. Like, sometimes I would be in the honors class, sometimes I'd be in the regular one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that as if somebody was going to call me out on that.
Yeah.
I, in the middle of that sentence, remembered I did take regular English 10.
Tori, how were you in high school?
I was incredible.
You're incredible?
Yeah.
I know you were in, like, all of the clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I took so many, for us it wasn't AP, it was dual credit, and I took so many dual credit classes that I entered college as a junior.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
How long were you in college for?
So I ended up, I had all of my, like, gen eds out of the way. And so when I went, I was just getting my, like, theater degree. And then I did that in 2 years. And so for my last 2 years, I got a second degree in English writing. And then I just took fun classes.
Oh, fun.
I also had a 3.7 GPA in college. My high school was higher, but...
Nice.
I famously took a victory lap in college.
I think my college GPA was like a 2.8 or a 3 or something. But
Mine was like a 3.2.
I made it. I finished, so that's all I care about.
I was in honors. Oh my god, my worst week of college was, or I guess it wasn't a week, it was like the last couple months after I'd been accepted into Stella, and I had like final papers due. And I knew I was going to Stella. They already had a copy of my transcript with the 3.7, and I was just like, nothing I do matters. Like, they're not going to ask for another copy of my transcript.
You gotta be careful.
I know
Don't
where
do
I'm
that.
going.
They might not ask again, but if you fail too many things, the universities will send out a follow-up transcript sometimes.
But I didn't, like, have the university send it anywhere. It was just me, like, getting copies and, like, an e-copy
yeah.
and, like, attaching it to things.
Gotcha. Ours, like, we have to buy the official transcript that's, like, sealed
Yeah.
at $10. It's stupid.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it costs me, like, $5 for, like, I don't know if it's $5. It might be, like, $12 for, like, an official transcript when they, like, seal it.
Yeah. I got one of those and I, like, scanned it and got a digital copy and I keep it on my drive somewhere, so it's I'm not paying for any more of those. If I ever need them anymore, I guess.
Like, in high school or college or anything, were you, like, someone who studied, or were you just, like, I know what I know and I show up on test day?
In high school, I don't think I studied once. College, the more difficult classes I ended up having to study, yeah. And being very bad at it.
As a person with a performing arts degree, I've never studied.
I've also never studied.
I shouldn't say that, because my library degree, they probably don't like that.
Yeah, but that just means you absorb information quickly.
Do you guys know what kind of learners you are?
No.
Like, there's this whole thing of, like how you learn, you know, like, some people learn by seeing, some people learn by writing, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by saying.
I don't buy into that, like, psychology and sociology hooey.
Oh.
That's a joke. I know that the learning types are, like, actually a thing.
I would say I learn by I have to do something to learn it. Like, I can't just watch it be done.
Right.
No, like, I have to go in, I have to make, like, a mistake, fix a mistake, and then, like, do that 5 times before I'm, like, confident.
Interesting. How about you, Luke? Any idea?
It depends on the thing. A lot of like facts and information, I can just hear it, pick it up, and remember it. But like, if it is a task or some sort of thing that requires a physical component, then yeah, I usually have to do it once or twice before I remember.
Interesting.
And, like, I can't hear it. Like, if I need to learn about the invasion of France, I need to, like, invade France. Make some mistakes, figure it out.
Oh no, it's Russia in the winter! Oh, Christ. Oh, I did read something about that.
Yeah, I've never seen Benny and Russia in the same place at the same time.
Agreed, I guess.
Me either.
So anyway, what did we do this week? We watched a movie and we listened to 2 albums.
That's true.
I'll go first if you guys want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I picked the album, well, I guess we should announce everything. I picked, the album The Satanist by the, Polish metal band Behemoth.
I picked what I guess is now a Netflix movie, but I did not watch it on Netflix. I paid to watch it on Amazon. Yes, God, yes.
And I picked the album If You Don't Like It, You Can Leave by Julian Villard.
So, The Satanist by Behemoth. Behemoth is I'm looking at their Wikipedia, and it says extreme metal band, which is just kind of like umbrella, but like black and death metal seems to be the pretty, covers everything, at least their most recent albums. And they're from Poland. They are heavy, and they're loud, and their lead singer, who goes by the stage name Nurgle, was one of the judges on The Voice in Poland. And this was their...
This might be a weird question to ask of a guy whose album I've heard. Does he have a good singing voice?
It's okay. He has an album. He did a like folk country album, and
Is he the one with the long hair and a ponytail?
No, he has short hair. The one with the long hair and the ponytail is Orion.
Oh, I'm looking at The Voice.
Oh,
I like that you're looking at a picture of Pharrell and...
No, I'm looking at The Voice for Poland! I've watched the US Voice. Pharrell's not even on it anymore.
I don't know.
I'm trying to see if...
I know you don't know.
I don't know what seasons it was on, but he was on it for at least a few seasons. Coach's Timeline.
There was a point in the song...
Season 1. And it's just Nurgle. Sorry, go ahead.
There was a point in the song, The Absence of Light, where he kind of is... He was more talking in a language I didn't understand, but it was kind of folksy. There was like just an acoustic guitar and...
Very fun thing. Lots of black metal. They replace F's with V's for like of. Don't know why. It's just more cult.
Like in writing the lyrics or in singing it? Because they're both they're labiodental fricatives. One is just voiced and one is unvoiced.
No, in the writing, yes. In the singing, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It sounds very similar to my ear.
What I was going to say is, when he started speaking in Polish, I had to think to myself, has this whole album been in Polish?
I had to think to myself, is this going to summon the ghost of... What did I name the ghost you sent me?
Jeffrey.
Oh, Luke sent me a ghost!
Oh, yeah, that did.
I don't think we've talked about this on the podcast.
No, we didn't.
I don't think we've spoken since you sent it.
We have not spoken. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Luke sent me a goddamn motherfucking ghost because he thought my fear of ghosts was like tongue-in-cheek, like, I don't fuck with ghosts. This is a legitimate fear. I have slept with my light on for the past 5 nights.
Why haven't you mailed the ghost back to me? Get rid of it get rid of the ghost.
Here's the thing. I read on the site, once you open the box, the ghost is free. There's no way to get the ghost back in the box, but now I have a box with your address on it of a key and a tooth. And I think that is better than having the ghost. Is that I can lord this box over you.
If they box up the ghost and send it to you, then I don't understand how that makes sense that it can't be repackaged. Like, they got it in a box.
And they say on the website, It was a very difficult process, and you will not be able to do it without help.
Yeah, well, they
And
also
I'm not
have
about
one
to
of
buy
their
a
ghost
Ouija board.
hunters is a sentient keg, so I don't know how much trust I would put into them.
That's incredible. To be fair, I have not seen any spooky activity. I did yell at the box, please don't go, please don't come out, please go away. I also dropped it before I opened it, and I audibly apologized before I even knew what it was. So that was spooky, now thinking about it.
Like, just
I
mentally,
have not
you
forgiven
knew there
Luke.
was a life force in there.
I will be extracting revenge, but revenge is a dish best served cold, like gazpacho.
Yeah, if you take revenge, I would not be upset. I deserve it. What do we know about Jeffrey? He died in the 1800s?
Yes, it's like November 3rd, 1883. He likes animals. He doesn't like the dark. Which is like fun because, so I was talking to my mom about this because I was like, Luke sent me a fucking ghost, and she was like, that's hilarious. And I was like, no, it's not! And she was like, okay, well, if it doesn't like the dark, then, it's not gonna hang out in the dark. It's gonna, go find the light. And I was like, that's where I hang out, is in the light.
Yeah, but that means you're safe in the dark.
But the dark is spooky.
No, it's not, because the ghosts are afraid of it.
No, that ghost is.
Yeah, what
Well,
about the other
I
ghosts
can't
in my
say
house?
I can't say anything else about other ghosts that Tori may or may not have. I don't.
It's a half dozen in one and 6 in the other. What else? Oh, its mood is gloomy.
Yeah, it's just a sad Victorian boy who wants to pet cats.
That's why I just want a sad, mopey Victorian boy.
Yeah, it's basically you, except you're not a Victorian boy, but you're a Victoria, and you like cats, and you don't like the dark.
I would not describe myself as gloomy. Would you describe me as gloomy?
No.
No, but I'm just trying to build an affinity towards this ghost.
No, I just start yelling Jeffrey at it. Like, if I, have to go downstairs in the middle of the night for anything, I just go, Jeffrey! Stay away!
I thought it would be more fun if you just, anytime something happens, Jeffrey, is that Jeffrey? What are you doing?
Oh, I did do that. So, Artemis was in the dining room, and she knocked over a portrait twice. And, but what happened was, so she, knocked it over, and then ran to the one behind it. There's, 3 paintings on the ground. And one of them is, they're, all leaning up against the wall. And one of them is a large one, and there's 2 smaller ones. And she knocked over both of the smaller ones, and then ran behind the larger one. And I just heard this loud bang. And I was like, Jeffrey? Jeffrey, was that you? And I, ran in here. But it was just Artemis, who is now running around like a fucking idiot. Anyway, that's my, that is the beginning of my vengeance against Luke. I was always going to kick his ass, but now it's personal.
Now it's, yeah.
Now I will be kicking his ass for myself and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey? No, I don't want to, I didn't mean to call you! Please don't come around.
Does it work like Beetlejuice?
Nobody else say his name.
Jeffrey!
Stop it!
He'll come to me. That's fine.
Yeah, go to Luke. Come on, boy, get out of here.
Go on, get! He ain't wanted around here no more. Anyway, so The Satanist is the 10th studio album by Behemoth. It was very popular in the metal community. They were a big enough band, but this was like, oh man, they're still kicking, they're still doing it. This is the best album in a while. When did this come out? February 3rd. And in 2010, Nurgle was diagnosed with leukemia, so this was their first album after he beat leukemia. Also, I will say, for just a little bit of background, Poland is still a very Catholic country, so they have been targeted by the members of the Catholic Church in the Polish government to try and stop albums and stuff, and they're very anti-religion, as you could probably tell from the album The Satanist. So, what did you guys think?
I have a question about metal drumming.
Sure.
Does a metal guitar player, is he using it to keep time?
I would say somewhat. It is so incredibly fast that you would think it'd be hard to keep time with it.
That is exactly what I'm thinking. There's sometimes it's just a machine gun of...
Yeah. There are certain parts of it where it's like, you know, it is 16th notes on the snare drum, but there is like a kind of an accent on every quarter note.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you can kind of keep time with that. And I would think, yes, I'm not a metal guitarist, but I think you do still kind of keep time with it, but it is kind of its own beast.
Yeah. I was trying to do like a 1, 2, 3, 4 to it, but I could not pin it down.
Yeah.
But it was very intense drumming throughout. So like the whole time he just...
Yes.
It felt like after they recorded it, he was very tired.
The drummer, his name is Inferno. That's not his name given to him at birth, but also he's very Polish, and I would not be able to pronounce it if I tried. It begins with a ZB. I'm gonna give it a go anyway. Zbigniew Prominski. Prominski's fine, but that first name is confusing and terrifying. Yeah.
I also had another question about this.
Oh, sure.
This is a question I have about also our guy's band. Remember our guy? What's his name?
Wait, our guy?
Yeah, we watched a documentary about him.
You guys have a guy?
Fenriz.
No, we just...
The
him.
Okay, yes.
I forget what that band is, but they kept saying it in English.
That is Dark Throne.
Like, yeah. Did he, like, in Poland, is this album not called The Satanist? It's called whatever would be in Polish?
It is called The Satanist, to my knowledge, and the name is still Behemoth in Poland, if I'm...
And are they still Dark Throne? Like, why are these names in English?
I don't know. I think they just speak a lot of English in those countries. Like, it's... Like, clearly, they could speak English, and, most of the lyrics in this are in English, but yeah, I don't know. I think they just speak a lot of English there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't help too much with that. I'm not entirely certain. Tori?
Yes. Sorry, I got a call from LASIK. They scheduled my appointment.
Oh, nice.
Yes, 11:20 a.m. on Friday. My eyes are getting lasered right out of my head. I can't wait to have laser vision.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so, I put it on, actually on my drive yesterday to Billings, and, spooked me real good. I did enjoy the first song. I, was, bobbing my head very violently.
Headbanging, as they might call it.
Yeah, but, while watching the road, so not, completely headbanging, it was,
right.
chickening. Yeah, I liked, parts of it. It wasn't as, oh, I'm about to die by this demon that Luke has cursed me with. Maybe Jeffrey will protect me.
He's from the 18th century. He's probably not into Satan.
Perfect. Oh, do you think he doesn't like witches, though? My family has, did I ever tell you guys my dad burned part of our family history because there were women on his mom's side associated with witchcraft?
No.
Oh, it's snowing.
Oh.
Yes, so...
That's scary.
What's scary about it?
That's people who sometimes wrong you.
I have been hexed. If anyone has been hexed, it is me.
I'm not saying that I am a witch. I am saying that, and honestly, what it probably was is,
they could read, and that's check
they were women
1 and
with
2.
Opinions. What was I saying? Oh, but this was like very like standard like death metal. Like this is what like if you were like, I'm gonna listen to some death metal, I'd be like, oh, okay, Behemoth.
I feel like it was very standard death metal until they got to the guitar solos, and that felt very like 70s rock to me, every guitar solo. I don't know why, I got like a very like Led Zeppelin vibe from them.
I was gonna say this album is very symphonic in my mind. Like they do have a lot of other like cellos and trumpets and trombones and French horns and
yeah, but now I'm gonna compare it to the one that used like an actual orchestra.
Yeah, that's
and like
also
that
what
was
I was
like
thinking.
Orchestra like metal like
right.
And so now I'm like it wasn't that quite.
There was definitely like a synth or something on the Ben song.
Ben Sahar.
I looked down and was like, ooh, that's my name.
Yeah, I if I'm not mistaken, Ben Sahar is another name for Satan.
Huh.
Oh no, I was just like, their friend Ben.
He's also a Israeli football player.
Huh.
I like the name Messy Noir.
Yeah, this all probably means something, and you're gonna have to like look in like Sumerian translations. But hold on.
See, I just think it would be a great name for like a comedic detective show.
The Messy Noir.
Messy Noir.
Oh, I dropped the evidence everywhere.
Oh, she walked in, legs up to her neck. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god. Oh, Sahar was a Sumerian god, and also, the origin of the belief that Satan is a fallen angel could be referred to Lucifer as the morning star, the bringer of the dawn, and Sahar was the god of the dawn. So Ben Sahar is like, ends up being like, oh, this might be Satan, who knows? I don't have anything else I'd like to add in particular, except the cover art was done by an artist who took some of Nurgle's blood, like blood transfusion, and like made a paint with it. So that's sufficiently spooky.
Sorry, what?
Like took some of his blood, like with an IV drip sort of thing, and then mixed some paint with it, like made a paint out of this blood. And then painted the album cover.
Okay, no, how did he get the blood?
I mean, like, he worked with him. Yeah, and, like, Nurgle showed up to the artist, like, hey, I want you to paint the album cover. I hear you work with blood. Here's some of my blood.
Okay, but how did...
Like a syringe.
I just, like, how does that transaction go down? Like, you walk up to the artist and you go, here is my blood that I got. Here is a bucket of my blood.
No, I think... he already uses blood. I want to say, like, that is part of his thing, is like, yes, oh, he's a spooky painter.
How did Nurgle and how do the other patrons of this artist get the blood out of their body?
With, like,
in like
an
a
IV.
safe way.
Like an IV.
Okay.
Like, you're donating blood.
I don't think you can just walk up to the hospital and be like, hi, I'd like to take an IV of my blood, but I want to take it to go.
I mean, you can like, buy the equipment to do that online and just have like a nurse.
Yeah, and you can hire a nurse.
Yeah,
it's weird. I'm agreeing with you that it's very weird.
Yeah, it's strange, but like it's spooky. That's the aesthetic.
But just like if I was the nurse, like how do you not like ask questions like, oh, are we taking this blood somewhere? You know, you're like maybe you can't leave your home. You're trying to do a blood donation. Like, am I taking this with me? No, you're gonna leave it.
We're doing an art project.
I think you explained to the nurse up front.
Yeah, like, hey, we need to get this blood out of me to put it onto a canvas.
You found, like, a metal nurse.
Yeah. Just go
to
the hospital.
Gothic, like, nurse. You find the gothest nurse in the hospital, and you go, I want some blood to go. And they go, I get it.
Find the nurse with the Nightmare Before Christmas scrubs and be like, that one.
You come with me.
Oh, you know what? We should do a stream party of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, but then we'd have to watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't mind that movie. I'm being an ass.
I also don't mind the movie. I like the song.
I don't mind it.
I will also say Nurgle's autobiography is very good, and that was a good read. I read that at camp.
Huh.
I just got it around then, and I was like, I need something to read at camp, and I ordered that. And then, "Oh Father, Oh Satan, Oh Son" is my ringtone for my dad, because it has father in the title.
And Satan and Son.
Well, yeah, but Satan and the Son do not often call me. It does say S-U-N.
Yeah.
So,
I can go next.
alright, go for it.
So I picked the movie Yes, God, Yes. It was directed by... what was her name?
Karen Maine?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's Karen Maine.
And she also directed the Jenny Slate movie Obvious Child. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's about a stand-up comedian. But it stars Natalie Dwyer from... Dyer, maybe is how you pronounce her last name? From Stranger Things. And Timothy Simmons from Veep. And...
Oh my god, that's who she is. I recognized her face and I could not pin it down for the life
yeah,
of
she's
me.
the older sister in Stranger Things. And it's about like a girl going to kind of a Bible retreat, like a teenage girl going to a Bible retreat, and kind of coming to terms with herself.
I will say, this is Catholic guilt, which is one of my favorite things. Right, Tori?
I gotta love Catholic guilt. Were you Catholic, Luke?
Yeah, I was an altar boy.
Oh, Benny, you're
Yeah, I went
Catholic,
to a
right?
year of the Catholic school. Are you
Did
Catholic?
you guys have Catholic guilt?
No,
I don't think Tori's Catholic.
Mm.
I'm certainly
What
not Catholic.
were you raised with a
I
religion?
know
I mean,
who
like,
the
were
Pope
you?
is.
Were you raised Catholic?
No.
Were you raised with a religion?
We used to go to church on Christmas sometimes, but that was just because there was a candle lighting ceremony, and my brother and I loved to hold lit candles too close to each other.
You couldn't, like, tell that to your parents and they'd be like, we'll do it at home. We got candles.
No, we like rarely went. I was in a church band, but that was because the bluegrass band, like the members were also in the church band, and so they were like, "Please come sing for our church band." And I was like, "Oh,
That doesn't sound like a Catholic thing, though. Catholics don't often have church bands.
Yeah, or
no,
bluegrass.
it was a Methodist and Presbyterian, and so I was baptized Presbyterian.
Have you?
But that was because my dad thinks that they believe when you die, your soul goes up onto a roof like a frisbee, and you have to wait for a strong gust of wind.
Is that a
I
metaphor?
don't know if that's right.
What is the
I don't
strong
know,
gust
I don't
of
know.
wind?
Just know, like an actual, like a strong gust of wind, like when a frisbee gets stuck on a roof.
Well, why do we need to wait for that? Like, what is the importance of the wind?
I don't even know if that's actually what like Presbyterian is, but
I don't think it
they were,
is. I'm gonna be honest.
They were like, your children like were baptized. Do you want to have them baptized? We're doing a big baptism ceremony. And we were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Put some water on my head, dog. And they were like, okay, do you want to be Methodist or Presbyterian as members of the church? And we were like, what the fuck is the difference? And I also think it's funny because I'm a Presbyterian pescatarian.
Huh.
So a lot of this movie is about confession. You've never taken confession?
No.
Mm.
I hated confession.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand, like, you know, you sit in the box and you go, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
They never...
And the pastor's like, give me the juice. Give me the deets.
When we were kids, and maybe even still, we were never allowed to do the behind the screen one. You had to like in this sit with them.
Oh, we always did the behind the screen one. I want to say I went to confession maybe like twice a year, so it wasn't like a common occurrence for me. But I also just kind of like, I don't want to say I lied, but like I was just like, oh, you know, I mouthed off to my mom and dad, and I didn't do
I
my
always said the
chores.
same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, as a kid, I was like, what if he notices I'm always saying the same thing? And it's like, he hardly knows who the hell I am. Let's just get the charade over with.
I think they would make us go once a month.
Mm.
Because we would once a month go to, I think, Mass, and before we would go to confession.
So, Tori, you've never really felt the Catholic guilt.
No.
It's very intense. All
Yeah,
the
it's
time.
powerful.
Yeah, my roommate, he went to like Catholic school. This was my college roommate. Went to Catholic school, and he would always be like, "The Catholic guilt, it crushes." So I was like, I understood like a little. I'm also, like I know like the pop culture references.
Yeah, I mean, like
Pope,
you get it, but it's just you've not felt it.
Yes, no, I've never
Also-
felt any guilt.
Also, I love just looking at stuff from like late 90s, early 2000s. Not that this movie was from them, but it was emulating then. Just like the old TV or the old computers with the dial-up and the AOL chat room and like
Playing movie trivia.
Yeah.
Her coming home and like getting her like snack ready for like just like, oh, I'm gonna be on the computer for the next 3 hours while I'm home alone.
Yeah.
That really brought me back.
Yeah, same.
Still being in like your Catholic school uniform.
I never had a uniform, so I also loved the like oh, she tossed Wade's salad at the party when they were alone in the drink room, and it's like no one knows what they're talking about. No, everyone's just pretending they know what's happening because they don't want to be weird or uncool, but it's everyone. Everyone's weird and uncool, and this is just how it goes. And it's like, yeah, that's very middle school.
I really enjoy in this movie how rebellious she is without being like a typical rebellious teen.
Yeah.
Like the point where they're like, "Oh, you need to turn your phone in," and she's just like, "Oh, I don't have a phone." But it isn't like,
yeah,
I'm not doing what you say, man. Like,
she's not joining like an anarchist commune. She's just keeping her phone in a drawer. But to her, it's still very. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
What made you like watch this movie? Anything in particular?
Timothy Simmons' appearance on Hollywood Handbook. I believe that's what he was there to promote.
Oh, right. What does he drive?
Yeah, what did he drive?
Oh.
Luke, do you listen to Hollywood Handbook now?
No, I've only listened to a couple episodes, but
we were driving to play frisbee golf, so I played him one, and I found it very uncomfortable.
We were driving to play frisbee golf and also get dinner at your parents'. So.
Oh yeah. So you know that there's a standing invite anytime you're in town.
Yeah, every Sunday.
I just think it's so wild that your parents and I are going to be best friends and we haven't even met yet. It's torturing me.
Oh, also, my favorite scene in this whole thing, because I knew
You were going to share your favorite memory with Penny's parents.
Being on the boat with Captain Ron. That's.
Fuck off.
My favorite scene in this whole thing, because I knew it was coming, I knew it had to happen, was her getting dropped back off at the camp by the bar owner, and like walking away, and like they had this touching moment, and then just being like, wait a minute, hold on, I need to know, what does tossing salad mean?
Yeah, that was really good.
I enjoy when she's in confession at the camp, and she says she feels envious because her friend got a Beamer, and then he's like, "Oh, anything else you want to talk about?" She's like, "She also got Oakleys."
Yeah. I didn't think Oakleys were big back then. That's not particularly germane. Go on.
Oh, I laughed at the line when she was like, "Oh, we were burning marshmallows for sins. Yours was lust." Oh. I just like cracked up. I was like, "Damn."
Oh, and then the dude being Chris being so wildly uncomfortable at school after like she kissed him, like he was like, "Whoa, Olga, huh?"
Like she was a bear.
Yeah. if he like pulled away and stood still enough she wouldn't see him. Just like,
Okay, but that actor, Wolfgang Novogratz?
yes.
Hot. Hottie. Hello.
I bet he's gonna be in stuff.
Also a hottie.
Did you say J.K. Simmons?
No,
Timothy Simmons.
Timothy Simmons, okay.
Father Murphy. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Wait. The priest? He's a hottie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Here's the thing,
okay.
if you can look good with a mustache,
Yeah, that,
like, it's over.
He needs the beard. He needs the beard and the mustache.
He doesn't, though.
He...
Do you know who he looks like?
Uh,
He looks like a mix between, like, who's the guy that plays, like, Superman, but, like, in his Clark Kent version?
Henry Cavill?
The guy from New Girl, Schmitty.
Oh, Max Greenfield?
Yes, it looks like they had a child, and it was this man.
Tori, I'm gonna ask you to please listen to his episode of Hollywood Handbook. They frustrate him to the point where he doesn't know what to do. He begins not talking to them and exclusively talking to the audience.
yeah, for all of you out there, please.
Please listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, looking through his photos, I'm gonna say there are some of these where all of them with the facial hair, I think he looks attractive. Without the facial hair, it's 50-50.
For me, it's the exact opposite.
That picture I just posted in the Discord.
Okay, but he's still, like, cute, but, like, that's, like, in a much, like, more boyish way. Like, this picture...
Well, we won't attach these to the actual publication of this episode, so people are just going to have to assume. I'm going to have to figure it out.
I have a very embarrassing story I can tell off.
But he has his mustache on.
Mike.
His mustache
yeah, he looks like a sexy newscaster.
That's what I'm saying. With the facial hair, it's good. Without, it's like 50-50.
Yeah, but you were saying with, like, the full beard, and I am not into the full beard. Like, I'm into the mustache. And I'm, like, okay with him without it.
Okay. And then, Benny, you said you had an embarrassing story that you're going to tell live on the cast?
No, I'm going to tell it after.
Well, we got to get to that story, so I'm going to say Yes God Yes was a good watch, and if you were around, or if you were, like, in middle school in the early 2000s, or if you went to any sort of Catholic school, you're gonna remember the feelings of that, and it's a nice
and
nostalgia.
if you weren't raised Catholic, or if you aren't part of the Catholic guilt squad, it's still a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that she went home and watched Titanic to masturbate to. I've never seen Titanic, but
I've also never seen Titanic.
Have you guys never seen Titanic?
Never watched.
Because I was too busy getting laid in high school. Ayo!
Look, a lot of us had a very similar experience to Alice.
So, the last thing, real quick, before we get into the last album, I have an important question about this artist and this album and whatnot.
Yes.
Is he from New York City?
I could not tell. I was going to ask that same question.
Vibe, but
yeah, it's it's a little bit buried. I get it, but there's like one specific line that he like almost says.
Was it in Brooklyn Kind of Love, or was it in New York? I love it when you're mean, or was it in the old
it's in
Manhattan?
I Don't Know How to Drive.
Oh, it was in I Don't Know How to Drive. Okay.
Yeah, he lists like a couple New York, but you have to really know New York.
Right.
New York is like the fifth character in this.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I got it.
New York's the sixth man. He's really running the sport from the bench.
So I chose Julian Villard's I Don't Know How to Drive. Do you know who introduced this album to me? Mara.
Oh.
She was like, "Oh, you're moving to New York."
Oh, sorry.
What?
I said you didn't let us guess.
Yeah. And also,
like
you,
to guess.
you called the album "I Don't Know How to Drive," and it's "If You Don't Like It, You Can Leave."
it's if you don't like it, you can leave. Yeah, so he was born in New York City. The whole album is about.
My guess is Science Kate.
I hate you so
Ooh,
much.
I was gonna guess that you were just walking down the street, going to catch a
And
subway.
Mauricio drove by and yelled it at me.
No, and then there were just copies of this lying around.
They just appear naturally in New York.
Yeah,
There was a sky plane.
there are rats dragging them down into the subway.
Is sky plane a term, or did I just clarify where the plane was?
I mean, out of the places a plane can be, there's like two of them. There's sky and not sky.
Well,
What's the one that writes in the sky? The letter plane.
Oh, the
there are some
Skywriter.
planes that are underwater.
I want to say those have different names.
Well, no, I'm
Submarine.
thinking like Amelia Earhart's plane. Planes that have...
Crashed and sunk
The
into
water.
the water. Okay, their natural environment is the sky.
That's certainly their I don't know if it's their natural environment. I think they
True.
spend most of their time on land.
Mm.
I bet it's their favorite place.
Yeah. So, what were you saying? Mara introduced this album to you because you were moving to New
Yeah.
York, and she was like,
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you know, you might like this album," and I really liked it. It's on my Spotify playlist, Big Apple Livin'.
No, you're gonna ask us to delete that embarrassing fact, right?
Okay, I'm sorry that when I graduated high school and I moved to New York, I was very excited and made a playlist that just has songs that like talk about New York, including Taylor Swift's "Welcome to New York," which I love to play like as I like come in on the subway like super late at night. Like it's like "Welcome to New York."
Wait.
It's been waiting for you.
"Wait, when did you move to New York City?"
Like 3 years ago.
Oh,
And when did you graduate high school?
No, college. I graduated college.
you said high school. I was confused for a
Did
second.
I?
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure I said college.
We'll go
Well,
back. We'll
if
check
only
the
this
tape.
were recorded.
Yeah, we'll listen. So I don't know if you guys know the artist Jonathan Colton.
Yes.
Vaguely.
I got to see him once.
So he, oh my god, I'm a big fan. But so Julian Villard takes over for Jonathan Colton on the show Ask Me Another.
I was going to say it felt very similar to like the Jonathan Colton singer-songwriter, jazzy pop sort of thing.
I don't know Jonathan
Yeah,
Colton
so-
that well. I was gonna say it felt like Michael Bublé.
I could see that.
Shirtless Michael Bublé changes everything.
Does it?
Yes.
I guess I also don't know Michael Bublé that well. I just know one sample he did on a style of Beyond song.
Oh, okay. So
Well, not the shirtless Michael Bublé that I get when I Google it immediately.
so apparently, oh no, it changes it for the worse.
Oh,
The worst outcome.
okay.
It's bad.
Well, hey, I'm gonna let the man do his thing. He do his singing. He doesn't take his shirt off for a living, so I'll leave that part be.
Are there people who take their shirt off for a living?
Wait, what?
Like,
Like dancers, strippers, anyone that in the line of their work takes their shirt off. If
I guess I was not considering them. You're right.
Yeah, way to exile sex workers.
I didn't. Yeah, that looks bad on my part. I apologize. I was more
more
trying
like
to make
sexile.
a joke at Luke's expense. And it really blew
Sexile
up in my
ex-workers.
fence.
No, I don't think anyone thinks you're.
I apologize. I did not mean that.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm sure. Like the phrase sounds
We're
weird.
giving you
Okay,
a
so
hard
in
time.
January 2018, he did a mashup of Billy Joel's Piano Man and H.P. Lovecraft's Nemesis, and it was featured on The Nerdist, Polygon, The AV Club, Mashable, and Bloody Disgusting.
I like some of those things. Not to say that I don't like the rest. I just know only a few of those. I'll have to check that out. That's very fun. When it comes to this one, is there supposed to be like an element of comedy here? Like it's certainly an element of novelty, where it's like
Yeah,
this
there's
is
like
an
a-
album about New York.
Yeah, there's definitely like an element of like funny.
Because the whole time, the guy, the speaker, sounds kind of like a dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how?
I don't know, just that, like, it's New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. This is the place to be.
I didn't get that.
I don't know, just like, trying to think. Like, in No One's Getting Married Tonight, he's like, we're here having a good time. No one here is better looking than me. Yeah, there's, like, really attractive, muscly, well-toned people, but, they kind of suck. I'm better. Or I don't know how to drive, where he's like, cars? Who needs those? Got my own 2 feet. I mean, it was way more whimsical than that. I'm certainly, like, embellishing.
Yeah, I guess I took it more than the whimsy. My critique was his singing voice is too good.
He doesn't sound like a New Yorker.
There was no character to it. There was no, like, I never know what I was feeling at any moment.
See, that's what I was talking about for other stuff, where it's like, if someone's too good at singing, it doesn't feel right. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I didn't get that from this. Yeah, like Adele. I didn't get that from this. I liked his singing voice, and I didn't think it was, like, too fake or perfect. And all in all, like, the idea that I thought he might be a dick didn't detract from the album, but yeah, like Adele.
Or do you agree with this assessment of
Adele's too good, so it doesn't count?
I don't think it doesn't count. It just, I don't like it. It's too good and I don't like it.
You don't like that he's a good singer?
I guess.
Too good. He's too good. That's the problem. You know, if he had some chops, but it was a little gravelly, or like he.
Yeah, there was no emotion to it. There was no character to it.
I think there was. I love I Don't Know How to Drive, and I love Brooklyn Kind of Love. I think I just picture it like, I always picture like music videos for these in my head.
As you're riding down the subway, staring out the window.
Well, you're McD, right?
Oh, Girl Next Door. I also love Girl Next Door.
This is a weird comparison, but I felt like him naming like the exact apartment number was very Mountain Goatsy.
That's fair.
I also feel like the naming the exact time that she would return from work was a little axe murdery.
It is a little bit creepy. And he's waiting for her to like come knock on his door and be like, "I need in my apartment."
Yeah, what did he do to the lock? What did he take the key?
No, I think he's got her spare.
Oh.
I think it's fine to have that fantasy as long as he in no way act like
I busted the lock, she needs to come to me now.
I was always like a little bit hopeful, like, you know, like just in the back of my mind that
the Julian
I would have one of these love stories. No, that I would get murdered. Oh, I did binge watch SVU when I would like first move to New York, and it was awful. It was a terrible idea.
Were you like, oh no, I'm going to be murdered
like,
on the subway and chopped into pieces and eaten?
Yeah, and then I was like, I can't leave my apartment. And then they have one like home invasion in New York, up in the Upper East Side, and I'm like, I'm gonna die in my apartment.
Look, if I'm gonna die, let me die at home. I don't want to have to go out to get murdered.
I don't want to have to leave. Bring it to me.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, you have, like, the, like, you know, like, that love story, like, you know, maybe, like, the guy next door, like, and I lived next to 2, like, incredibly attractive men. They are dating each other.
Dang.
And we met them because, one of them locked themselves, so my roommate met one of them because our fire alarm started going off, like, the in-house one.
Yeah.
And we are both very short women. And we couldn't, like, she couldn't reach it, and I wasn't home. And so
you couldn't stack up if you were home.
What?
I said, so you couldn't, if you were home, the situation would have been fine because you would have stacked yourselves.
Yeah, to be honest, I would have either climbed on top of something or just climbed up the wall like a fucking spider. No, but so I think the neighbor either heard it or she heard him coming in, like, went to, like, ask for help, and so he got it down for us. And then, like, a couple days later, the other one, like, there was, like, a knock on my door, and I was like, hello? I was just home alone, and he was like, hi, I'm your neighbor. I locked myself out of my apartment, but the window is open, and we share a balcony. Or we share a fire escape. And he was like, can I climb, like, through your fire escape and, like, into my window? And I was like, yeah, no problem, absolutely. And so then, like, it actually happened again, like, a couple, like, days later with the other one. And so I left, like, a sticky note on their door, and I was like, hi, like, we're Molly and Tori, it's nice to meet you guys, this is our number, or this is my number, just in case, like, you ever need anything, like, let us know. And they were, like, so sweet. They messaged back, like almost immediately. And were like, hi, Tori. Like, this is, I think it's Jared and Jacob. I don't know if that's their real names. I mean, they gave me their real names, but I don't think those are the names that they gave me. You know, it's so great to meet, you know, thank you so much for this. This is so sweet. Let us know if you need anything either.
Oh, that's nice.
And so before pandemic, we were gonna, like, have them over and, like, do things, and then the pandemic hit.
Two things I will say. One, who hasn't broken into their neighbor's house? And two, oh, my phone's ringing. Two, I know our neighbor's dog's name. Oh, I have to mute myself because this is, you guys keep going.
Benny, have you ever broken into your neighbor's house?
No, I was gonna say, we used to be friendly with our neighbors when we lived at Craft in South Oakland, and I didn't like it. That's not true. I'm very good friends with two of the people who are our neighbors, but we kind of knew everyone in the building because we had lived there for like 4 years, and like I didn't like seeing people and being friendly.
My only interaction with my Ellsworth neighbors were, they helped us move a big couch in. And we were going to buy them beer, but none of us were old enough to buy beer. It was just a guy living alone. And then one time I sat outside of his apartment because I locked myself out of my apartment. And there was like a charging port near him and my phone was dead. So I charged them to like call my roommates. And I could hear him rapping with a friend. And it was not great. And then later I saw him in the hallway and he did not recognize me because I was like wearing makeup and dressed up from an audition. Which goes to show you what kind of person I am. I was out of sweats and leggings, and he'd, like, said, like, hi to me before, and then I was wearing, like, a dress and makeup, and he was like, who is this person?
I don't know, I don't like the idea of knowing neighbors. One time at my old apartment, I was walking out with, like, I just happened to ride in the elevator with the girl who lived next to me. And as we were leaving, she was like, hey, I just want to ask, can you ever hear me being loud? And I could hear her have sex all the time. And I was just like, nope. And just...
Did you ask her if she could ever hear you being loud? Maybe
No.
she was trying to, like, bridge the conversation of, like, because I can hear you all the fucking time.
As I walked away, I was like, also, that conversation was probably leading to something about me playing my guitar at 3 a.m. But, you know.
I'm back. I miss anything good?
Yeah, we heard a lot of shit about you.
Okay. That was the police officer finally managed to get the insurance policy number of the guy that hit me.
Ray.
Yeah.
Has he seen the video where you get hit?
No, he is not.
You didn't link him to YouTube?
No, I didn't.
Text him back.
Hey, you want to check this out?
Hey, I think you'll like this, LOL.
So my roommate in college was at one point texting with a job recruiter for something, but he used to do this bit where he would just like find a porn gif and like send it to people.
Oh
He's
no.
like, you have porn on your phone? And he accidentally sent it to the recruiter.
No.
And I was next to him when he did it. And, like, his reaction was one of the best things I've ever seen. Like, he freaked out, then started to laugh really hard, then started to cry, then, like, and just, like, alternated between. It was incredible.
When something like that happens, you just gotta text back like, "Hey, that was supposed to be for someone else. It was supposed to be a joke. It's okay if we stop talking now. You don't have to respond to this. I understand. We're good."
I don't know what my reaction would be probably I'd change my number. But I think in the moment I would be like, I would just ignore it. And if it was brought up, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Oh, and then I'd delete it and I'd send a screenshot of my screen without that image.
Right.
And I'd be like, what are you
Just
talking about?
gaslight them into it never happened. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to sit here and like edit out a whole phone conversation with me in the background and
I mean, I couldn't hear you.
Well, I
couldn't
muted
hear
my
you
mic
either.
on Discord, but like I just left Audacity
Oh.
running because it's easier
Oh.
to do it that way.
No, that'll be really good. It'll be Benny and I talking about having like our interactions with neighbors, and you in the background like, yes, this is Luke.
Yeah. Oh,
Here's my social security number.
that was I don't know. I want to say the new neighbors' names are the guy's name is like Josh or something. I don't know the kid's name. The wife had or the lady there had an interesting name, and then the dogs are Winston and Frankie.
Have you ever heard that tweet that's like, for the past month, whenever I see my neighbor, I've been like, hey, Georgie, like, how's it going? And the other day I went over, and I realized that the dog's name is Georgie, and his name is not. Because, like, big mood.
So, have you met any of the neighbors here, Benny, other than directly next door?
No, I'm very unfriendly. I don't like. Sometimes they're out, and I pointedly don't make eye contact, and I get in my car as quick as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to interact with, like, the kids that are playing up in the alley, but, like, 2 doors down on the other side, I've known them since childhood, and I'll wave hi to them, and also, one of them, one of the neighbors borrowed the ladder the one time that's on the side of the house, so if there was just a man picking up and carrying a ladder from our yard, just so you know, that's Tim, and it's fine. I told him he could borrow the ladder.
Here's a story that I think really illustrates how I am with neighbors. Growing up, there was a kid who lived maybe a year older than me. I would say that we moved next to each other. Like, he moved next to us when probably I was 13, he was 14.
Mm-hmm.
We both had basketball courts in our like driveways. There would be times where we would both be out in our yard shooting at the same time. And later, we both went to Point Park for the film. Like, I would see him all the time. And apparently we had very similar interests. Never spoken to this person.
Best friends, Betty. You would have been best friends.
I've never spoken to this person.
Think about it. You could have had another person, but now you're trapped with us.
Yeah.
You and he could have had like a basketball and film podcast.
Mm.
And you
That
said
would've-
you got whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
One time, I like said to someone mentioned him. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my next door neighbor," and they said like, "Oh, you two must be like great friends." And I was like, "Don't know him. Used to run against him in cross country all the time. You'd see him at meets.
Oh my god.
Apparently, this guy is my soulmate, and I just was too shy."
Life like lobbed you a softball, and you were just like, nah, I'm not swinging at this one. We're letting that one go.
I'll wait and find two people I have nothing in common with. That's who I'll talk to.
Yeah, but it's more fun that way.
It is. What do I want to talk to me all day?
No, I fucking hate myself. I don't want to sit around and listen to me. Oh.
My neighbors, so I live like way out in the country. And so there's 2 like houses like on the road that I live, 2 other houses. We live at the very end. And then like you drive up the dirt road and it used to be just like this guy and we like never talked to him really. And then like the next house, we knew the neighbors there. And then they moved, and then a new family moved in, and they had kids, like a girl my brother's age and a boy my age.
Mm.
We were never friends. He was like a big sports bro. Like we used to like talk because we rode the bus together.
Mm-hmm.
And now both of them are married.
Yeah.
One of them to a Victoria. The boy is married to a Victoria. And I saw their mom when I took my dad to the doctors the other day, and she was like, yeah, Caden's in town. He and his wife are, like, buying, and, like, houses, and then, like, they flip them and sell them again, and they got some Airbnbs going. What are you up to, Tori? And I was like, I cry in New York. And now I'm back here living with my dad. It's great. Glad that your kid is happily married.
Yeah. Bumped into my, old neighbor a few days ago. He was just, exchanging things between cars. And he's like, yeah, my car's all busted up. I'm using a rental. I'm like, oh, what are you up to? He's like, oh, working shipping at Amazon. I'm in charge of, 6 distribution centers doing, the training. And I'm like, oh. So you're making, Amazon stocks for money. Cool. So here we are.
Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah. Well, anything else?
What a fun note to end on for us.
I keep seeing, people I know at the grocery store with, their children.
Oh.
And, they're like, oh, buying food for, the family. And I'm like, I'm buying more cat food.
Look, at least we're not
baby
them.
Deserves options.
That's the bright side. We don't have kids. We're not
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh.
One time, I was coming back to New York from Pittsburgh, last year, and I had with me a toddler mannequin, and so I was like...
Why do you say that like it's a first name and not an object?
His name is Randy.
Why
I was
does he have a
know
name?
what...
It just, the way you said it maybe it cut off. All I heard was I was driving back from New York and I had toddler mannequin.
Oh, I had a toddler mannequin.
Oh, it cut off the A. It sounded like you had named a mannequin. Like, oh, this is toddler mannequin. Anyway, sorry.
No, his name is Randy. He wears a shirt. He's got 2 shirts. One of them is number 1 son, and then the other one is is long sleeved, and it says Mommy's Minion, and it's got a minion on it, and I layer them because he's fashionable.
So it is what I thought. Horrifying.
Okay, it was at a Goodwill for $20. Are you not gonna buy a toddler-sized mannequin?
50-50.
Okay, well, I'm a rational adult, and I was like, yes, here's $20. But so I had to carry it on the train and the subway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, and in a couple seats ahead of me was a woman with an actual toddler. And I was just like, if this was real, I have him upside down, facing my suitcase. And I'm resting my legs on him. I would be a terrible mother!
I was really hoping you were going to say
mother.
she came over to you oh, what's his name? And you had it swaddled or something and just nope.
No, it's a 4-year-old size.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you did say toddler. I don't know why my brain went.
I don't know if they make newborn baby mannequins, and if they do, I don't want one.
Yeah, they're like baby dolls.
Oh, you're right, they do. I just saw on TikTok the other day the babies in Target are removable.
You can steal them.
You will.
Wait, genuinely removable from the packaging, so you steal the babies?
No, the ones that they put the clothes on. You can just pop that up off the thing.
Oh, the actual mannequins for clothes. I was thinking just baby dolls in the toy section.
No, the mannequin. You can just
steal the mannequins.
Yes.
Okay, so
or you could just move it around.
I think that's all we've got for the podcast. We'll end it with Tori advocating stealing mannequins.
Okay. I'm not advocating stealing mannequins.
No.
I also said you could just move it around. I said do with this information what you will.
Which sounds
so don't follow me on Twitter.
There's an implication there.
There is no implication. I was quoting the TikTok.
Oh. Wow.
I advocate for nothing. That's not true. I advocate for a lot of things. I am very passionate. But I'm pretty neutral about stealing mannequins.
I'm gonna throw in some advocacy for you here for the voluntary human extinction movement.
I have a broken candy cane in my pocket. I don't know why.
So Benny, no social media?
Yeah, I've been Benny for don't follow me on Twitter.
I've been Luke for don't get on my TikTok.
I've been Tori for too much Tori.
Hey,
It's my social
she
media handle.
Yay!
And, except now she's gonna have to make a new one. The one
don't know
time
yet.
she remembered. I like River though. River's good.
So River's good. So what happens is, when I eventually maybe join SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild, Ben, you probably knew. Luke, most
Yeah.
probably knew.
You have to
I
have a
have to
unique
give them
name.
3 options for a name, and then they will choose whichever one is like available. Like I list them 1, 2, 3, and if one's not available, they'll go to 2, and if 2's not available, they'll go to 3. Which is super fun. Did I tell you why I realized that I like definitely need to do this? Because my IMDb page is being listed under another Tori Anderson, and so I have none of my film credits.
Oh no.
You definitely need to get on that.
Yeah. What happens if like none of them are useful? If like, oh, you know, my name's Alan, and I normally go by Al. This is my dad, Michael Pacino, and I was gonna build up like why a person named Al Pacino might also be named like Robert De Niro and Marilyn Monroe, but I've lost the train here. So
Well, you
imagine
could do what Michael J. Fox did, which is I think he just said Michael, and then said like what letter's available, and they said J, and he went Michael J. Fox.
that's smart.
Like his middle name is not J. Like it's
Do like Tori X Anderson. It's like,
That sounds like I'm multiplying my name.
or you were an Anderson but are no longer.
it's like a rapper name.
Yeah. Tori X Anderson.
What if I just
and then just pretend it's
what
for
if I
like Xavier.
add an? What if I add a
What about
letter to like
Xavier?
my last name, and I make it and her son, so it spells out and her son.
Why don't you just make your name Ann Herson? ANNE space HURSON. Ann Herson.
What about Ann? What if your name is a person, like Ann Person?
I'm trying to think of something that would be like when they write it. My name is Settings,
Or-
featuring Settings.
My name is insert
Featuring-
here.
Yes, there it is.
My name is Riveting Plot. Featuring a riveting
Ooh,
plot.
good actor.
Yes, please make your SAG name Good Actor. Well, Good Actress. No, Good Actor is more fun, because then it's, like, even more of a loop.
Yes. Also, they don't really gender actor and actress anymore.
Oh.
Everybody can be an actor. You can still go by actress if you prefer, but
Yeah.
nobody's gonna. If I was like, I'm an actor, nobody's gonna be like, you mean actress. Well, I mean, people will, but I'll fight them. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.